All right, welcome back, everyone. After 2 long weeks of worrying and behind the scenes plotting as to what to do next, we finally rejoined the party of Dragons of the Frozen Seas. When last we left off, they had finally tracked down Bjarni for Hilderid and found him half frozen and starved to death in the clutches of a Yeti. Miraculously, they got the boy away from the Yeti, and Hilderid was able to, um, get him safely back from the Yeti. And she wants to go back to the village now because her boy is hurt. But in order to do all of this, Ixlana had to use Fascinate on the Yeti, and so now it is sitting just inside of its reach. It could reach out and snap Ixlana's neck in a moment, and so she is stuck singing to this creature while everybody else has retreated and is trying to figure out what they can do to save Ixlana's life. And so that's where we're going to go ahead and pick up, and you guys can let the viewers know what your plan is, what you've come up with.
Okay, so uh, I tell the party, stay back. I'm gonna try and communicate with it somehow.
If you
So what I'm
stop
gonna
if you
do?
stop singing, you get your 3 rounds of lingering performance, and that's it.
Yeah, I
All right,
better keep singing, but we're listening to the words.
all right. Well, then let me say first. Let me go back and restart. Then first, I want to cast my lingering. So I guess I should
You
roll
don't you
for
don't have
that.
to cast it. Lingering performance just is an automatic effect that if you wish your performance to continue for up to 3 rounds after you stop, it will. So
Okay.
so
But
you
that would be ending the fascinate effect
No,
and
it
ending
doesn't.
the charm on the Yeti.
correct. That's what I'm saying is that it'll be fascinated for 18 seconds after you stop singing, and then it'll kind of come out of its trance.
Would it be a new check if she picks up after as the lingering performance expires?
She could try to charm it again, yeah, and it might work.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the lingering, and then I'm
What
going.
he heard that as I'm ending my performance. I don't think that's what you meant.
Okay.
So I
Um,
believe the ruling that he just explained is that if you use the lingering performance, it'll still apply until it ends, but when you try and pick back up the performance, the Yeti gets a new save.
He's telling
oh.
you if you stop singing for any reason, it's broken.
Okay. Well, let me rehash that then. Brian's here. Okay. So scratch that then. What I'm going to just. I'm just gonna sit down and surrender and see what happens.
But you continue to sing.
But I continue to sing.
And so yeah, as you continue to sing your haunting and enchanting melody, you're going full, jewel on this guy, and just, or this Yeti, I should say, and just, doing everything you can to be as hypnotizing and engaging as possible. And as you do that, the Yeti just kind of scoots in and sits down, and you're still right within its reach, but it's now prone and just, calm, entranced, fascinated. It's not You ever watch like the videos where people go and meet with the wild gorillas and like they just kind of sit down next to you and it's very peaceful for being such a scary situation. That's what you're experiencing right now.
Okay. Um. Okay. So I am going to attempt to pantomime to this Yeti. Now that he's still fascinated with me, that we mean him no harm. I will sing my bard song that says, um, I see the glorious Yeti who helped the boy escape. We are not your friend. We are not your foes. We are friends to date or something.
And as you do that, the Yeti is, very entranced, but you don't get the sense that it is really hearing the words and understanding them as far as like it's like a dog that likes a song. It doesn't know the lyrics, it just likes the sounds it's hearing.
Okay. I think I can. I think I'll try to attempt to lullaby him because he's already singing and listening. He's already sitting and listening. I'm going to try and lullaby him. How do I do that again?
It would be under your spell book, so that you just click on Bard spells. Yeah,
Yeah, y'all can do that too.
yeah, by all means, everybody, like we're not in combat right now, so this is kind of, free form. I appreciate everybody not talking over everybody else and all of that, but, feel free to jump in when you have something that you want to do.
Well, we're almost certainly all going to retreat, but we can't do that without GM help
What do you mean?
because GM controls some of the critters.
I control all of the critters. Oh, you mean like Veter and all of that? Yeah, if you guys start like retreating, like I will control any of the NPCs that need to retreat as well.
Because right now we're close enough that even a whisper would be overheard by the Yeti and might interfere with their song.
Yeah, depending on where you want to retreat to, you're absolutely correct that there is you know, things that could happen, and all of that. But if you want to start moving, you have your speed, so you're free to move up to your speed, and then I will, deal with the repercussions and consequences of your actions at that point.
We're kind of limited by our light source. We can move in small bits according to our light source.
Um, yeah. What? Who's got what light?
I've. I don't know. I have a torch still, or is it out now?
Well, you can still be holding a torch, and if you use the vision light, oh, don't even tell me I don't have it on here. Oh, of course. All right. So, let me make sure. Oh yeah, there's a torch right there.
There's one torch, but we're going to need a second one because we don't want to leave Ixlana in the dark. And we need to back away out of easy hearing distance so we don't disturb her song and have a chance to have a whispered conversation together.
Yeah, I mean, a little mood lighting wouldn't be too bad, but I don't think she wants to be left alone in the pitch dark with the Yeti.
So we're going to need a second torch. And how far back would be, what's the right distance such that we can whisper and not interfere with her, but she and the Yeti could still hear our failed stealth check?
Ooh,
Is that like 30 feet or 60 feet?
Yeah, I mean, realistically speaking, you can hear somebody like inside the house, but when you're on the other end of the house, it gets a little harder. So I'd say within 30 feet, it's pretty much passive, and then anything outside of like 40, 50 feet would be like you have to roll to hear anything.
Mm,
Because we can't even whisper to each other until we've backed off. So Scotty backs off a little bit and gestures to the others like, come this way, get away from that scene.
And yeah, and Hildred's like, yeah, I'm out of there.
It'll probably take us 3 or 4 or 5 little jumps to back off the right distance. Plus, we'll need to light a second torch.
all right. Well, I rolled.
Are you wanting to light it, or I mean, I'll definitely take one out and start lighting it right before we split up.
My lullaby roll was 16.
The difficulty class is 13. There's a lot of numbers on there, but the important one is the difficulty class.
Can Hildred carry a torch?
She's carrying Bjarni.
Yeah, is that going to use up both her hands?
I mean, he's a big boy, he's not like a baby.
Okay, just wasn't sure of his size.
Like a 8, 9-year-old, like he's not, maybe 7, but he's not like a teenager, but he's not a little baby either.
I'm trying to figure out if that worked right. I don't think it did.
What did you do?
Scotty cast Cure Light Wounds on herself.
Yep. It
And
doesn't.
it looked like it.
It doesn't auto add anything. You just have to add whatever.
Okay, got it.
And oh yeah, your roll didn't happen. Like there's nothing in my chat.
Really? Does anyone else see it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then it's just me. As long as it gave you the output, just take the number and apply that to your wounds and your vigor.
And that's twice that number to vigor, right?
Correct. I'm sorry. Twice that number to vigor.
And was anyone else savaged by the beast? Is anyone else looking really badly wounded and barely able to function like negative vigor?
Hildred.
Yeah. If you can see the red bar above Hildred, you can see it's like half, and her vigor is completely drained. She is
Scotty
dragging
has no
herself
intention
along.
of using her very last spell on Hildred.
This is because I'm an NPC, isn't it? Isn't it?
No, it's because Hildred has been shepherding her resources and is still intact, except for that one. Scotty is saving her very last healing for herself.
Of course. Eric is here now.
Excellent. And what do you mean Hildred's been right at your side the whole time and fighting along? She's very badly wounded.
She is indeed. And if Scotty had 2 cures left, Hildred would get one. Ooh, okay, yes, we'll go that way. She's going to follow Eric and Ulf.
Yeah, just because we had that cliff. I'm mainly just peeking around the corner and then waiting for you guys to join.
Yeah, that looks like a good spot. If we
I
go
can't
just
see
a
the
little
map
bit
at the moment.
further.
Are you wanting to carry a torch, Scotty?
There we go.
Not really, but she'll take one if no one else can.
Well, I gave one.
Will Hildred hold the torch, maybe? Or Eric?
I'm holding Bjarni. Here, carry my boy and I'll carry the torch.
So back here, are we at a reasonable distance now where we can't easily be
Yeah,
heard?
yeah, you're around the corner and everything. Totally.
We we should stop and have our conversation right here. This is the perfect place.
Okay, well, I've got the chat says it says save 15 and spell failure 16. Does that mean he's asleep or not?
It says that the difficulty class was 13 and he rolled a 15. So no, or it's not a he. The Yeti rolled a
She.
15.
Is this area familiar, or
No,
is this new
no,
place we
no,
haven't been?
you have not been here.
Yeti's not asleep then. Alright.
Can
If we can't
still
find
hear her?
something, I don't see how we're going to rescue her with what we have.
Agreed, but at least we can have a whispered conversation about it.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Scotty says, well, the smartest thing for us to do is to abandon her to her fate and run out right now. We're just not very smart, are we?
Hildred can, but we have to try something.
Is there any
Bill, do
way
you-
we can cause a cave in, maybe?
The cave is full of ice that could be shaken loose, possibly, if you were to cause a huge explosion of some kind or something like that. But as far as a complete cave in, this is an old and ancient cavern system that doesn't look like it would easily just collapse.
Alright.
Well, maybe she might be able to put it to sleep. What do you say, guys? Should we try to help her out, or should we flee?
Oh,
Yeah, there's
approach and see another frozen underground lake, and in it is the skeleton of a huge dragon.
Okay. And
Let's see if we can find something. Let's not run away.
okay, so if I didn't put the Yeti to sleep, then that means I stopped singing. So now what?
Actually, a bard can cast a spell as part of their bardic performance still. If
Does
I'm
that
remember if
give
I'm remembering that
or
correctly.
something that I didn't know about? Does that give bonuses or something that I didn't
No,
know about?
no, there's
It
no
allows you-
bonus.
but all bards can always keep their performance going because their music is part of their song.
Correct.
As long as your spell doesn't have a conflicting verbal component, if you're making the lullaby part of your performance, I don't know, it's up to the DM.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically getting at, is that unless you were, trying to cast like a fireball in the middle of a fascinate or something like that, lullaby is designed to work with fascinate. Oh
Okay,
wait. Uh,
that's what I'm asking.
I
He's
need
already fascinated.
I need to look at fascinate.
Can we still hear it? We can hear Ixlana's song from here. Is she speaking any words to us? And we've made enough noises in our failed stealth checks that Ixlana knows we haven't abandoned her.
Neg 4 penalty on skill checks. So no, just a -4 penalty on skill checks, unfortunately.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out.
No, and it's good that we went ahead and double checked that. So, but unfortunately, no, there's no penalty to their will save or anything like that. I kind of felt like maybe there should have been, but you know, for the purposes of everything, we're just gonna roll with how it's already been playing out. So, you're still sitting there, you know, gorillas in the mist style, and everybody else has now discovered this other chamber here. You know, possibly there's more if you press on, and you know, more will be revealed.
Scotty gestures to the others of, come close, let's talk. We don't want to go that way. We just came here to get out of hearing distance.
Okay. I'm going to inch back forward a little bit while.
The second you move, the Yeti reaches out its clawed hand and places it on your shoulder.
Okay. At this point, let me check this. At this point, I am going to put my hand on his shoulder too, and let me see.
You can see that this is a lake where an ancient dragon died a long time ago and its skeleton still rests here. And you can also see spider webs covering all of the cavern. There is always frost spiders around here, but this area seems to have a particularly large amount of spider webs. There appears to be webs leading all the way up to the other side of a cliff on the opposite side of here. The spiders have you know, taken over this area.
What does it mean when it says -2 against sleep? Right.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry,
try one more time.
I didn't see that. I'm gonna take a look at Fascinate again.
No, when I did lullaby, it says -2
Right, when you use Lullaby,
on will.
Lullaby doesn't put
It's
them to
sleep.
sleep. Yeah, Lullaby doesn't put them to sleep, but if you use Lullaby and it's effective, they get a -2 on their will save against a sleep spell.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the lake is frozen. There's also dry land right here that leads right up to the cliff.
Right. With my hand on him, I'm gonna do my comprehend languages. Maybe she's trying to talk.
Scotty, you don't have any illusion spells, do you?
No, I don't have anything to
Is
help.
there?
We're only here because of that narrow corridor. It would have to squeeze to get at us there. Otherwise, we should head towards the exit we know and not explore any further. No, I've no magic that could help with this. That place looks very dangerous. It looks like spiders will come at us. Mayhap we should go the other way.
And perhaps there's something in there that could help.
Maybe the
Perhaps.
spiders will go after the Yeti.
That would be nice.
Well, I'll cover this corridor in case the Yeti comes. You guys explore. Here's a light. Scotty will hold the
Hilderid
narrow
says,
way.
"Here, watch my boy. I'll go with them."
Okay, yes, leave Bjarni with Scotty. She'll take charge of him.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm looking for my linguistic. I can't find my skill bar.
It's right under skills.
Are we getting a third torch?
Do the webs cover all of that eastern cliff?
Yeah, I mean not like cover as in like, you are going to get stuck in the webs or something like that. They're just spider webs, but I'm just letting you know that like there is clearly a large collection of the smaller spiders around here. They're just not attacking you guys anymore because that threat has passed basically.
Is there any indication as to what killed the dragon?
I mean, old age, a fight hundreds of years ago. This is like dinosaur bones. It's not like a fresh dragon corpse. Okay, so it will take a climb check to get up there.
Hold on just a second. Yeah, I don't have the skills button up top. I gotta go through the character sheet.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There's the skills button isn't up there.
What? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't have a skills button either.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now you all do. Click off of your tokens and click back on them.
Thank you.
I have no idea how that happened.
All right. Hold a linguist.
If the Yeti has any language, it is certainly not speaking any words right now. Ulf, you sink your axe into the ice on the cliff and pull yourself up. Eric, as you go to climb up next to him, you slip on the ice. Eric or Ulf, would you like to reach out and try to grab him before he falls? It's not.
Certainly would.
It's not like gonna do any damage, but it'd be funny.
Oh, once I get up there, I'll help him up. But if he falls on the first 5 feet, I'm busy climbing.
Okay, yeah. So he.
Could I just take a 10 on the climb check?
No, because it's a slippery surface. It's not something that you can just take your time doing. It's difficult no matter whether you take your time or not. So as you climb up, Eric goes to climb and kind of slips down. Push it.
Yeah, and once I'm up there, I'll just pull him up.
All right. And then Hilderid is going to try to climb up as well.
I'll help her up too.
Oh, okay. Then she actually like looks at you a little funny, but like it's go time, so she accepts your hand and you guys grasp like warriors and you pull her right up.
Should I make a willpower save to not drop her?
You help her all the way up and you're like, I was only waiting around to kill you.
Yeah, too bad I'm not evil.
All right, I'm gonna have Vitor stay with Scotty and the boy.
Yeah.
He needs to rest up a little bit too.
Yeah.
So he's gonna take a short rest.
Oh, yeah, by all means. And that is now a working macro for you guys. You can click on the macros menu and click on in menu for those, and then you just click on Veter and click short rest.
Do we have GM's permission to take a short rest and the opportunity?
Those of you,
Like,
those of you who are, bravely staying out of the, danger, yeah.
So that means Ixlana has been singing long enough for us to have a rest.
A short
can't
rest
pass the
is
time.
is a minute, so it's 10 rounds, and although you're not there yet, I guarantee you will get there like by the time she's done with having tried to cast Lullaby and now trying to understand the Yeti's language and all of that. Like she's already at 5-6 rounds, so couple more rounds and you guys will have gotten a full rest. Not full rest, a short rest.
Please do tell us when that much time has passed.
Yeah, no problem. And you can just do it right now if you would like. It's going to happen, I guarantee. Hildred says the spider webs seem to lead this way. Also, I'm in the dark. Not me. Not me as the GM. That's Hildred. I can see everything.
All right.
Hildred, are you coming?
Are you guys coming?
Careful, don't touch the webs. Do not touch.
Wait. What's that? There's something up ahead. Ulf, go check it out.
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, just stay here, guys.
Eric, you can tell from the way that the webs are laid out with your knowledge of these things that this is the lair of what must be a giant spider. And as you move in closer, you can see this. Hold on one second.
Hey guys, I think there's a giant spider up ahead.
I kind of guessed that from the webs.
I'm remembering that you guys like to see these things, so I'm going to go ahead and show it to you in the zoomed in handout mode.
I assume my character would know from a simple knowledge that the spider webs are flammable.
They're flammable as in they'll burn, but they're not flammable as in like they'll explode into a fiery inferno. Inflammable means flammable?
Yes, it does.
Yep, they're synonyms.
Yeah, it's from The Simpsons. So there you guys go. Can you see that?
Yep.
So this spider is not like the rest of the frost spiders that you've encountered. Although clearly the same species. It looks like the rest of the frost spiders as far as it's a tarantula-like, spider. This one, instead of being covered in soft hair that makes it look like it has fur, is covered from head to toe, every single one of its appendages, in icy shards that just cling to it, and it seems to almost be made of ice. Whatever is going on with this spider, it is clearly not a normal version of its kind.
I'm gonna wave for Scotty and Bjarni, or the bear, to come towards us.
Oh, Veter, yeah. Bjarni, get in here.
Come feed the
Okay, so
spider.
how big is Bjarni? How old is he?
Like 7.
She says, lad, Follow with me. I can't carry you and face danger.
Victor, come.
Bjarni attempts to walk, but is just slowing you down. If you make him walk, you can only move 10 feet per round.
Is he wounded or is he just young?
He's both. I just didn't have his wounds on because I didn't want to have him bleeding everywhere, but there you go. There's an accurate depiction of how bad he's off.
Once you get closer, so that I don't have to yell, I'm gonna say there's a giant monster spider here.
She'll pick him up.
Okay. Once you pick him up, then your speed is reduced by 10, but you can
She'll
still...
go across by the same route, and she's going to wait for Eric or Ulf's help to scamper up. No way she's climbing that with a kid and a spear.
Yeah, so once you come over, Hilderid comes over and helps you up and takes Bjarni because you are far more capable of a warrior and she's already wounded, so she'll stay with Bjarni and let you take point.
You
So
know-
there seems to be a horror spider there. What's up? We came over.
You
If
know,
we can get the Yeti to here, we can hopefully get those two to fight, and then make a break for it.
we might also, we could also gather some of the spider webs. They'll burn. Yetis are weak to fire, aren't they?
As soon as you touch those webs, the spider knows it.
Oh, everybody roll perception. That's over here.
I see everything.
The torch does not see anything, which makes sense because it's a torch. Oh, Scotty's whispered? What is going on with that?
You said to hit perception, so I did.
Yeah, it's just odd that yours whispered when none of the other ones did. It's odd.
Got it. No idea. She rolled an 18 for perception.
No, I see it, just nobody else does. Okay, so Scotty, you see hanging from one of the spider's webs a small furry creature wrapped in a cocoon, in the spider's cocoon. And as it dangles there, you get a good look at it. It is clearly a baby Yeti.
Scotty speaks up and says, "It's a baby Yeti. I found it, and it might not be dead. It's in the spider's lair."
I'm willing to bet that's why that spider, why that Yeti was freaking out.
What
Yes.
knowledge check to determine what I know about this spider?
Well, you know what you would know about regular frost spiders, but like this is something that nobody's ever encountered before. So, you would know that the frost spiders have a poison that paralyzes and weakens you, and that they're aggressive but not, so dangerous that you can't like beat them off with like torches and clubs and everything. But this one is the size of a, very large dog and is covered in ice shards. So your guess is as good as anyone else's.
If we can
Scotty
free,
whispers to the others, "I say we fight the spider and free the Yeti
if we
and
free,
try to get away."
if we can free this Yeti, maybe the Yeti will allow us to get Ixlana away from the big Yeti.
Agreed. That's a great idea.
Hildred, while we fight the spider, if you can free the child Yeti, do you think you can do?
Oh, we'll have to kill it.
That's a good idea, though.
Hildred, did you bring a sling with you?
No, I have my axe and my shield and my balls, which is more than I can say for most of you.
Hildred, I'm going to fight with a spear against this spider. Would you like to use my sling? Do you know how?
I've never used a sling. That is a
Forget
strange
it then.
weapon to our village.
Eric says, "Give me the sling. I'll use it."
Okay, she passes off a sling with a few sling bullets to it. You can that you hang back and we'll be in the front rank. Perfect.
As you guys approach with the careful, caution, knowing that the spider is somewhere in its lair, it feels your vibrations coming through its network of webs that it has set up all throughout there. So, no need for anybody to roll perception. We can just jump right into initiative. Ixlana, what are you doing as this happens?
As this happens, I was going to, I was gonna attempt. I guess I'll recast a new song because I think my tum's almost up. So, um,
Recast a new song for Fascinate. I thought you could just keep that up as long as you kept performing.
oh, okay. Well,
Am I wrong about that? I'm pretty sure Fascinate, like, I think there's a time limit like that is hours, but it was already determined that they would have enough time to go back to the village and come back with Viking warriors if that's what they wanted to do. So I have
okay.
no problem with you continuing your Fascinate throughout the rest of this encounter.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Fascinate is like performing a successful concert. Everyone is rapt attention towards you
Correct.
for as long as you can keep your concert up.
Okay. Well, I was worried about time, so yes, I'll keep it going.
Okay. So yeah, you continue to do that, and everybody else rolls for initiative, and we begin combat. Oh, somebody rolled for the torch. But we got everybody, so we're good.
I don't have any attack buttons, by the way.
It's under attacks.
Yeah, I don't have that button.
Oh, hold on. Do you guys
Nor
not
do I.
have attacks? What is going
The
on?
torch does.
I don't.
Okay, click off and back on.
Thank you. I'm gonna hold my action and ready to countercharge. Make sure I've got my shield and sword.
Okay.
Scotty also readies an action to attack it if it comes within reach. That way, when it comes to us, both she and Scotty will be able to nail it. She and Ulf, I mean.
Okay. And then give me just 1 second. I need to look something up about the frost spider, and then I will take its turn.
It's usually Eric that's not restrained. When it comes to us, I'm going to try and pin it against the walls, just so you guys know.
Scotty intends to stab it and stab it and stab it again and kill it as quick as possible.
Okay, so yeah. Is that your turn, Scotty, by the way?
Yeah, she readies an action to attack it when it gets within reach and then
Okay,
ends her
don't.
turn.
Yep, don't forget to end your turn then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that. Darn it.
And the Frost Spider Queen is going to scurry forward and bite at Ulf, but it enters your threatened range and provokes your readied actions.
So Scotty looks like on that angle both a readied action and an attack of opportunity.
Correct.
And where did I don't see her attacks either.
You have to click
Scotty-
off and back on.
There we go. So here's Scotty's readied action. A 24 to hit for 12 damage.
That hits.
And then here's Scotty's attack of opportunity. A 17 to hit for 11 more damage.
Ooh, just hit. Why does it keep whispering?
Don't know. I'll check in my settings when we're offline. And that and
Are
then
you
she
using
defers.
are you using the buttons at the top?
Sure am.
Huh. Then all right. We'll figure it out later. All right. So you hit
Yeah.
it again.
And then she turns it over to Ulf's readied action.
Can I take a 5-foot step as part of my action?
Yes, I'm gonna allow that, but not backwards because Eric is in the way, so you can't maneuver properly.
That's fine. I want to go to the side, and then I'm going to shield bash.
Oh, nice. Well done.
With going to take the full rush off of that as well.
Okay.
So that should slam it against the wall and knock it prone.
Click on your bull rush so that I can see. Don't I get a save or something?
I don't have that. I can pull up the feat.
I think it's CMB versus CMD, and I think it uses the attack roll rather than a separate.
It's
used
under
what's-
your abilities. Click on abilities, and then you'll see bull rush or whatever, and then just click on that, and it'll put it up there so that we can see what's going on.
Yeah, shield slam.
Shield slam. There you go. So yada yada yada. Bull rush. Substituting attack roll. So it's just versus their CMD, which I have right here, which is 16. So you hit and slam it up against the wall, knocking it prone. Right? That's what happens? It slams up against the wall
Yep.
and it's knocked prone? Yeah. Sorry, I was speed reading it, so I didn't quite catch exactly what happened. I know it wasn't damage. Okay. And so that effectively ends the spider's turn.
Unless it wants to stand up and get smashed.
Does it stand up on its turn?
It's not its turn.
So, is it possible for me to drop the sling and pull out my scimitars, take a 5-foot step, and attack with them?
Looking down at the unfamiliar sling that Scotty put in your hands, you kind of drop it to the side, not, disrespectfully or anything, but you just kind of drop it to the ground and draw your familiar scimitars and rush in to attack the spider.
That's what I do.
With the characteristic Eric restraint.
Yeah, exactly. I take a 5-foot step and I attack with both scimitars. And it looks like they both miss.
Oops, sorry, pushing the wrong button to talk. Yes, indeed. They both miss, and as always, I don't, do like automatic critical fumbles and all of that. Like if it's apropos to the story, if it makes everything better to have something happen, I will. But it's not like every single time you roll a one that you're doing something, because that's a 5% chance in combat every single round that you like cut your own arm off or break your weapon or something, like I don't enjoy that kind of game, and I would rather have it just be, yeah, you go in there and you swing at the spider. However, because you kind of misjudged the place where it was gonna land because you were rushing in as Ulf bashed it, you kind of misjudged where it was gonna land, and the first swing you just swing and hit nothing, just air, and the second one your scimitar bounces off of the hard ice plating over the spider's body, and so you don't do any damage.
All right, and that ends Eric's turn. Vitor is going to take his turn now.
Yeah, he is. So, do you give him a command?
Yeah, I tell Vitor, go get it, boy, go get it, and he is going to try to run around to flank the spider.
Yeah, and as an NPC, I'll decide exactly what Veter does, but go ahead and roll for handle animal because that's what you're telling him to do. So let's see how well he follows your command. Yeah. So when you roll a critical success like that, now you take control of Veter this round and do exactly what you want.
Okay, Vitor is going to move through the lines and move around to flank the frost spider, and then he's going to attempt to bite the spider. It looks like the macro is not working.
Hmm. What did you use? What
I
what
used
attack did you use?
bite.
Okay. Hmm. I don't know why that is. I will have to look into that. Oh, you know what? I think I do know what it is. Hold on one second. try it again.
Looked like he hit AC 15 +4 for a huge amount of damage.
No, I did. Yeah, okay. So describe is a GM only command. Got it. All right. So I will make sure that the NPCs you guys control do not use that.
And Viter's going to have probably +7 to hit on top of that, and 1 extra point of damage.
Is that because the spider's prone?
+4 for prone, +2 for flanking, +1 from flag bearer.
Viter is a spider biter as he chomps down on one of the spider's legs and breaks it off and kind of looks like a puppy who picked up a stick that's too big for it.
Did I do good? Did I do good?
Oh, Viter. Viter did so good. Viter did so good. Good puppy.
Good Peter. Good Peter.
Oh boy. I'm gonna finish the spider off with a sword hit. Or not.
Well, you do have the fact that it's prone, and
Plus
then
one
and
for
then
flag
an extra
bearer.
+1 from Scotty. But that does still miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I don't know if I get the flanking, but I still don't think that's enough.
Even with the flanking, you would come up 1 short.
Yeah, that was my math.
Are you gonna take a 5-foot step?
He's in a perfect place.
I'll take a 2.5-foot step.
So Scotty is going to move past, squeeze so as not to provoke from the spider, and she moves around past it. And she moves up to right there, where she has a nice flank with Irek, and then she skewers the thing that's laying there on the ground vulnerable. She wants to finish it off.
Yeah.
And that's a 13. That's not going to do it, probably. She skewers the thing, but her spear skitters off its heavy icy armor. Done.
Yep.
Is that with the flanking bonus?
It is.
Even with everything, she just missed.
It's all right. If it stands up, we attack of opportunity it to death.
She got a natural 2. She rolled a 2. And we're second level characters. We don't hit on a 2.
Not against this, that's for sure.
It's the spider's turn. Maybe it'll stand up.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just taking a look at your sheet configuration real quick to see if there was anything going on with the whispering. Yep, there it is. Got it. Perfect. I mean, I can still see it, but, just for the benefit
Good
of
if everyone can see.
Yeah.
That's why I was narrating out loud, because I knew they couldn't see.
Yeah, it's all good. I know you like to do that anyway, and I'm fine with that. If you like to narrate what your character's doing, by all means, like I'm fine with letting you do that. Anybody who wants to, especially like when you're finishing something off, if you want to be like, can I describe I finish it? Like, yes, please.
And Scotty ended her turn, and the spider has a chance to kill us.
Well, it has to stand up from prone, so it does that.
Ooh, 4 attacks of opportunity, 1 from each of us.
Vitor has
At a prone creature with
Vitor
a-
has a leg in its mouth. He is not able to make an attack of opportunity.
He still has claws.
He's not going to do it.
Bah.
And Irik and Scotty still have their flanking too. So here's one from Scotty. She gets a 24 modified for 14 damage.
So, as we just covered, would you like to describe how you?
Oh no,
impale?
she'll let Irik and Ulf have a chance too.
I'm gonna pin it with my shield back against the wall while everyone else makes their attacks.
And we finish it off with teamwork. Ulf stuns it and holds and knocks it prone with his shield, and the rest of us go crazy, stabbing it and smashing it and crushing it, killing it. Ah! Scotty gives a low growl of ferocity as we finish the thing off.
Yep. So, although it is not completely dead, it is dying, and we don't need to take any more time, dealing with that, as we would like to now get on with the next part of things, which is the baby Yeti is suspended from the ceiling. It's about 10 feet off the floor. So somebody has to try and reach it and cut it down. Well, I mean, I assume that's what you're doing. I assume that's why you came in here. So
Yeah, about how heavy does it look?
the baby Yeti, it's probably 60 to 100 pounds.
Scotty will move underneath it and bend over and allow her and present her back as a thing to stand on to reach up for it to make it nice and easy.
I'm gonna apologize as I drop some of my gear to ease the weight on her, and then I'm gonna look at Eric and say, "Wait, don't let me do this to the lady."
Why not just have her use her spear?
Say
Come over here.
Stab it down.
Yeah, stab it down. Eric shakes his head at the two of them.
Then I'm gonna reluctantly step on Scotty and grab it and try to pull it down.
All right, so you're going to need to roll a dexterity check to see if you can. Well, actually, you can roll acrobatics or athletics.
At a +2 with Scotty's help.
Yeah. So, and because yeah, she's assisted exactly the +2. So, and does Flag Bearer affect skill rolls like that?
No,
Oh,
only
okay.
attacks and
Only
attack.
Yep, that makes sense. But so she's gonna help you
Help us, Irik.
reach up there, and then you need to either acrobatically or athletically reach up there and cut it down and stop it from dropping and hitting the ground. So it's just one check though.
Oh boy.
Eric,
Help us, Irik.
Eric gets in position and is at the ready to catch the Yeti as he falls.
Well, I don't have athletics, I only have acrobatics, so this is gonna suck.
Okay, well, hold on.
Can Vitor help at all too?
Vitor just
Alright,
stands there with the
move
leg
it
in his
up,
mouth
move it
looking
off.
at you.
Move it off. I got this.
Hildred, come on over and help us. Ah, darn, okay.
Eric reluctantly.
Nope, as soon as you say tell me to move, I'm trying.
Yep. So Ulf climbs up on Scotty's back and attempts to cut the Yeti down, but as he does so, he slips on Scotty's back, and Scotty, you can now roll a reflex save to try and catch him in your arms, like bodyguard style, or he just falls to the ground.
Sure, she'll totally catch him. He rolled a 17 with all that help, so she'll
Oh.
do her best.
He got an extra +2?
He got +2 from Scotty's help and another +2 from Idik's help. He rolled a 13, but that goes up to a 17 with
I
our
forgot.
help.
Yeah, I forgot about the extra +2. Okay. Yeah, the difficulty class was 16. So I said it difficult, but not, impossible to make.
So
But
Idik's help made the difference and saved us from disaster.
well, I wouldn't call falling on your butt a disaster, but for Ulf, it would certainly be an egg on his face moment.
It would be hilarious to watch. Eric regrets not getting to see that.
Now he regrets helping. So, you cut down the Yeti, and I assume you guys free it from the cocoon so that you can check on it.
Yeah.
Yep. And free it, check on it, try and make soothing sounds.
Well, first we should see if there's any chance it's still alive.
Uh-oh.
I roll perception.
Here's a healing check.
One tiny second.
Be careful with it. It could be dangerous.
I roll perception to see if I see any signs of life.
Okay, just 1 second. I gotta grab this token. Must have forgot to upload it. Where'd it go? Oh, don't even tell me.
Hey, Ixlana, will you play your music again in the background since we can still just barely hear it?
Sure. GM, could you play the music again, and I'll see if I can find something on my.
Oh, I thought your song did it.
Oh, that's right. It does. You're right.
But it also burns her resources. I can play it straight from the jukebox. Give me 1 second. I just need to get this token uploaded. Apparently, I forgot all about that.
I was just trying to do that as a background thing for our listeners while the GM was getting tokens. Not worth a GM effort unless Ixlana wants.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I already am done, so.
That is super cute.
I was
Okay.
about to say that thing is a little bit too big for us to carry.
Can you please give us control of the token so we can carry it?
Yes. I'm also gonna give it to you as a handout so that you can see it. So yeah, you guys will need to make a medicine check in order to determine whether it is still alive and what's going on and all of that. But for now, just enjoy this adorable baby Yeti.
Scotty rolled an 8 on her heal check and says, "Oh, I'm afraid we're too late. It seems to be dead."
Eric read 20 on
I roll.
perception there.
Do I see any signs of life with my perception check?
So perception isn't really something that's going to like give you the signs of life without the appropriate medicine check to be able to know what you're looking for. Like perception would be good for if you're trying to see from a distance and you already had like expertise in medicine or something like that, but because you're not a doctor, you first have to see what you even know about baby yetis, and like, are they supposed to be that color blue? Like, what, do you know?
Would that be a knowledge nature or what?
You could do a knowledge nature to see what you know about yetis, but we kind of covered that, when you guys first encountered the other yeti. For now, this is just a straight up heal check to see what you know about, like, a living creature's health. Okay. So you stop and say, "Wait, Scotty. No. Listen." And you can hear just the faintest bit of raspiness. Your perception allows you to hear, and your knowledge allows you to know that there's just a little bit of air passing in and out of its lungs. It is barely breathing. It is so comatose and paralyzed that you can't even feel a heartbeat or anything like that, but you manage to catch just a faint rasp as it takes in a small breath, and you know that there is a small amount of life. There is a chance that this baby yeti will live.
And now it's time to improve that chance. Good job, Ida. So Scotty moves to right there, and then she uses her very last channel heal for the day. She has 3 per day.
Screw
She's
you,
already used 2.
Hilderid, and screw your boy. I'm healing this monster.
Well, this is an area effect that heals Hildred and the boy and the monster and all of us. It's an area effect channel. She uses her last one.
Yep.
Notice how Notice how Scotty moves in between everyone, so everyone is within range.
Well, and they would all gather around, knowing what you're capable of.
Well, yes, but she can't move them. And it's minimally effective. 1 hit point and 2 vigor restored to everyone.
Hildred kind of looks at you and is grateful because she knows that now her and her boy have that much more of a chance of making it back to the village alive.
And Scotty says, "That's all I have left. But let us return to the Yeti. Who is brave enough to return the creature?"
I'll gladly take it.
Right. I mean, who is brave enough to approach Ixlana and the Yeti where it is and return it?
I have stabilize as a level 0 spell. I'm going to attempt to stabilize the Yeti.
It's been healed with the 1 HP, so now even though it is still unconscious, it is alive and stable.
Even 1 hit point of magical healing is an automatic stabilize.
Good enough for me. I'm going to save it then.
He's like, I ain't giving this back to the Yeti. This is mine now.
Well, I wouldn't do any good, would it?
Well, I mean, it'd be Ixlana's new character.
Careful, don't move into sight yet. We want to be smart about how we do this. Like, most of us should move a ways down the corridor before you deliver it.
Well, Carrie, would you like to be a human bard or a baby Yeti?
Oh, I prefer a human bard if possible. More options.
Everybody should move way down the corridor before... Ulf, are you going to deliver?
Yes, I am. I'm going to slowly move forward, holding the baby Yeti in front.
Okay.
Give us a minute to get away. And we need a light going that way.
And I'm guessing I should roll a perception check to see.
Yeah. So now at this point, it's been a little bit. You're starting to get a little panicked, but you just, or I shouldn't say you're starting to get panicked. That's on you to decide. But the moment is one where people would start to get a little panicked because you don't know what's going on. It's been a while, and as far as you know, you're at the mercy of this huge beast, and you don't know what's going to happen from here. So,
But Ixlana does know she hasn't been deserted because she hears us occasionally and sees our light movement.
right. So as you're doing this, you're listening very closely for any sounds
So-
of what's going on. And
So everybody needs to move north and be up that hill before Ulf goes to bring it back. Come on. Everybody move 30 feet, 50 feet before Ulf delivers the baby. Stuff might go wrong. We want to be up the hill and down the corridor a ways.
I rolled 19 in perception, so does that
Yep.
mean I would recognize
So
friendly
as
footsteps?
as you are listening very intently as best you can while continuing to sing to the Yeti, it is very difficult for you to hear over your own singing, as anybody who sings would know. And so you're listening and you don't hear anything until all of a sudden Ulf is approaching, and he's being very slow and deliberate, not making any sudden moves, but he's also kind of scraping his heel just a little bit across the icy ground, just enough to let you hear that somebody's coming. So you know that somebody's behind you right now.
Alright, so would the 19 be enough for me to know that they were friendly footsteps?
Well, I mean, it's unlikely that there's other people approaching, and if it is another Yeti, like you're pretty much dead anyway. So, yeah, you're gonna hope that it is indeed your allies coming up behind you.
Okay, so I'm gonna inch back just a little bit.
The
slowly
second you
and
move, the
just-
Yeti grabs you hard and pulls you in. You are now grappled, unless you'd like to roll for it, in which case things might get a little violent.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm trying to.
Is the baby making sounds?
No. It's stabilized, but just it's sleeping now. Like Ulf just has it kind of slung in one arm, like carrying a football, and he's approaching carefully, and it's just fast asleep.
Okay. I gotta figure out a way for the Yeti to see the baby, so.
That's pretty much on Ulf.
I think we're just gonna have a big cuddle. I'm gonna, Mr. Yeti monster.
So
Hello.
so as what did you just throw the baby? So
Hand grenade.
wait, back up. As you come around the corner, so right here, I'm gonna roll for perception for the Yeti, but it takes what, a -4 on that
Yeah.
because it's fascinated. All right, but oh, good to know that it gets +8 stealth in the snow while I'm rolling for perception. Thanks. um, but that's auto set up from the thing. But it just manages to see Ulf as he comes around the corner, and its first reaction is to drop Ixlana, so you are now no longer grappled, and it stands up from prone. So Ixlana, go ahead and take your attack of opportunity. That's a joke. Don't attack the Yeti.
Yeah, I'm not gonna attack the Yeti.
That would be most unwise.
I
Can
mean,
I-
you can
can I
punch
use
it as
it-
it
can I-
stands up.
Can I use it to
Stupid
like?
Yeti.
Can I like? I don't know
Just
how to.
clear distance. That's all you should do.
You can take a 5-foot step as a free action. So, the Yeti stands up from prone, and it is instantly like just enraged. It sees you, and it doesn't have its baby. Hasn't had its baby for what looks like days. It's now not got its surrogate baby. you guys took it, and it's like, not quite processed all of this just yet, but it doesn't have anything in its arms relaxing it anymore. And the one thing that was making it happy, like, now you're here to take that too. It doesn't know what's going on, but like, that's its first thought is like, you're here, you shouldn't be here. It was enjoying itself, and I should have thrown the baby. I will drop your baby. I don't think I've ever successfully held a baby to completion. So the Yeti is looking very angry, but I'm going to go ahead and just cinematically describe, but in the future, feel free to do this on your own. You kind of hold up the baby like, uh, Lion King or Roots. You're holding the baby straight up in the air, like presenting it to the Yeti who towers over you. So instead of holding it down, you like lift it up and show it the baby, and you are presenting it. And
Stop
as
shaking my baby.
there's a whole video, don't shake the baby. So as you present the baby to the Yeti, Ixlana, the Yeti bull rushes and pushes you to the side.
Okay.
So I don't think that
Can,
hits your
can she
CMD.
voluntarily say, I fail my CMD and get pushed aside?
No, because the Yeti completely failed. So it went to push you aside, but because you were still sitting on the ground, I forgot to mark you as prone. I'll do that right now. But because you were still sitting on the ground with the Yeti, um, it went to like knock you aside, but it's this big tall Yeti, and you're not huge and sitting on the ground, so it just kind of like swung over you and stepped right past you. You could feel the wind rush as its foot and hand move past you, but it just completely misses. It just steps right over you. And Ulf, it is now in your face. It simultaneously reaches down and grabs the baby and roars in your face. Make a will save, difficulty class 13.
Yep, I'm gonna turn my little head and kind of shrink down, and it's taking the baby out from my arm.
Yeah, it has the baby now.
I'm gonna start backing up unless you say I run.
Uh, I'm not gonna make you turn and run, but you get the picture.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly back away and like, Ixalana, let's go.
Time
No
to
more snuggle
go.
time.
So the Yeti is completely distracted as it begins sniffing its baby all over. Ixlana, what do you do?
I am going to
Stand up from
quietly.
prone, unless you're crawling.
I'm gonna crawl slowly away.
Crawl? Okay, so you can only move, I think it's a quarter of your speed. It's half or a quarter of your speed while crawling, but that's not important. What's important is that you roll for stealth to see if you're being quiet about moving away or whether the Yeti notices and decides that it doesn't want to give up its new court jester. So roll.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Where is it? I don't see it. I know I have it.
Click your token and then skills.
Should be in the chat bar for you now.
I was looking in the wrong box.
Okay. So you are not very stealthy, and the Yeti sees you leaving, and it kind of looks over at you and gives you the same treatment. You look back to see, what's going on, and it once again gives you the frightful gaze. So go ahead and roll a will save.
I don't remember.
It's under token, defenses, will save.
It's in the chat for you now. Ixlana bravely remembers that the Yeti is not as fearsome as its face makes it seem, and that there is a gentle nature to this beast. She knows that it is happy to be reunited with its baby and that it just wants to be left in peace. So she continues to slowly make her way away from the Yeti, undeterred and not, gonna panic and run. All right. So, unless you guys do something really, really dumb, that is the conclusion of the Yeti encounter.
Okay. How do I stand up now that I'm not prone anymore?
You just click on your token, and then the menu pops up, and you scroll down to where you see the prone symbol, and you click that off. I just did it for you.
Thank you.
So now, you guys don't need to. Oh yeah, you are frightened. That's very correct. So now, as you guys, are free from the Yeti encounter, I need to know what your next move is. You don't need to move around the map. You don't need to, do anything. Just discuss amongst yourselves and with me as the DM. What do you do from here? Hilderid obviously wants to get back to the village, but you guys have had your issues with Hilderid, etc. So, what is it that you guys are going to do?
Clearly, we all want to get back to the village and out of here.
Yeah, but do
Yeah.
you want to come back
We need to
the
rest.
temple thing and check it out after we're rested? I guess.
Well, that's a
But-
discussion for after you guys are rested. We'll worry
Yeah,
about
let's
what
get out of here.
we'll worry about that first. I just want to know, like, where is your destination right now?
I agree, the village, so we can
The
all.
only place that I know of that I can get a long rest comfortably.
I agree. Closest place to safety.
So would you
And
like
we
to
want
go?
to be very cautious and thread our way out of this cave the same way we came in,
Yep.
going no place new,
Oh yeah.
meeting nothing, being very cautious and just getting out safely.
No worries. When you complete a battle like this, it is not something that I typically do to like set up like, Oh, and now you got to make your way out unless that's a vital part of the scenario, which it is not.
Sure, but there's a giant scorpion just north of us that we could very easily disturb. Let's not.
Yeah, you can scare it off with, some loud noises, throw some sticks and stones at it, wave your torch about. It's just a scorpion. But anyway, what would you guys like to go to the village proper or back to the Staghorn Inn, the inn where you guys were staying at?
Is that in the village?
It's outside the village at the crossroads.
Let's go back to the inn. They have beds there.
Yeah, warmth and food and beds.
So, Eric, get Beecher.
Right, but if you return
Oh,
Hilderid with Bjarni to the village proper, you might be celebrated as heroes.
Yeah,
We're
I
too
think we
tired
should
for
go
that
to-
right now.
Yeah, I think
Well,
we
let's-
still need to go to.
well, they'll have beds in the village, won't they?
Well, I mean, for the people who own the houses that the beds are in,
Does Hildred own a house?
she does.
Does- What
Go
does she
ahead.
want?
She wants to go home and get her boy into bed.
Bjarni is still injured. Maybe we should follow them back to the village just to make sure they get back safely.
We're obligated to
Absolutely.
protect them to the village.
To the village, it's fine.
If Hildred wants to go to the village, that's where we'll go.
All right.
Yeah, let's get her safely home and then get back to the inn where we can pass out in bed and get some food and warm baths and
Oh,
a warm fire.
hold on. I wasn't moving because we're like leaving that way. I'm moving because I want to have Hilderid on her own so I can pull her onto the map.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna do that.
Yeah, she's an NPC, so she doesn't get special status like you guys, Clearly, as illustrated by this game.
I'd say she got pretty special status. All of us risked our lives and our necks for her for days to try and rescue her son. That's pretty special.
And then wouldn't heal her until the baby Yeti needed healing too.
Don't forget when we
Good
killed.
thing there was one left for the baby Yeti.
That's true.
Don't forget when we shield bashed her in that room with the skeleton.
Oh yeah, that was fun too.
I think that's the only highlight of this adventure.
I don't know. I would say that you guys had a couple of highlights, really.
I meant in character, my
Oh
character's
yeah.
highlight.
I
Ixlana, that's the wrong way. There's a scorpion up there.
was just gonna say I could probably do one more heal because I have just so they'll get better, get there faster. I forgot.
Always best to have one left in reserve in case stuff goes wrong.
Or in this case, right. So as you guys approach the village, it is the same quiet village that it's always been. Nobody is really out and about as the winter is setting in, and so you guys are, not greeted right away as you enter. However, Hilderid offers to take you into her home and fix you guys a meal and let you lay down for the night.
I say we humbly accept, and while we're there, maybe we can help heal Bjarni just a little bit.
Does she have enough
After a
beds for
rest,
Well, I still can, and we're about to rest anyway, so I can give him some more heal, or her, one or the other.
which one is Hildred's house?
This one.
Please. Yes, let's move all our tokens in. Yes.
As you enter, you see that Hilderid and her family must be important, for this is a large house with a great room for seating guests and having company over. This is no, ordinary small little farmer house.
Has anyone kept the fire going, or is it winter cold in here?
Yeah, no, the fire is long out.
First thing we'll do is get a good fire going. Warm this place up. It'll take a long time to get it up to heat.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
I'll get started on the fire.
Outside, alongside a shed, there is some firewood and some firewood alongside the side of the house as well. You can grab from either pile, and as you do, you bring in enough so that you can keep the fire going all through the night.
A traditional Finnish hearth of the sort they use to survive through the winter in this environment takes about a week to get up to full heat. And once you've heated up the big hunk of stone around the fireplace, it gives off heat for about a week after the fire goes out.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. While y'all gather firewood, I'm gonna try and heal Bjarni a little bit, or else Hildred, whoever needs it the most. Probably Bjarni. No,
Yeah, heal the boy. Hilderid is tough enough. She'll live.
Okay.
Eric is going to help Ulf get the fire going.
Scotty will set to with domestic tasks like heating water and getting and preparing some food and get all that stuff going. She'll of course she'll accept help, but she'll gladly do all the cooking and present a nice meal to people in about an hour and a half.
Okay. And I just realized that although I moved Hilderid and Bjarni into Bjarni's room, she's just going to take Bjarni into her own bed and stay with him in there. And you guys are welcome to have the other two beds and any, crash out on the floor or whatever else.
Yeah, we'll probably want to sleep near the fire and the fireplace. Though, of course, if later on, after a day or two or some time, we'll make the hot coals and distribute hot coals to each room, so each room has a little heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, near the fireplace is the nice place to be.
Did it not heal?
It didn't show me anything, but if it shows you how many points, then I can assign them. And then also,
It just says heals Bjarni. It doesn't tell me how many.
yeah, that's all I see on mine too. I don't know what's going on with that. But also, Scotty, your people, because you live so far to the north, your people have learned a special technique where they take the bladders of sheep, reindeer, whatever, and fill them with boiling hot water and place them underneath the covers of your beds and pillows in order to provide heat, much the same way as the Europeans later on would have the heated water skins to warm everybody up. But your people have discovered a way of doing this, outside of that Eurocentric view of things.
We also use hot rocks.
Hot rocks, yeah, because rocks also are easy to heat and produce hold their heat rather well for, a while in a cold environment. So You use the hot rocks, but knowing that the hot rocks will also sometimes like burn people and all of that, your people have managed to devise a way to get a hot water skin like almost in contact with you to like start warming and radiating that heat right away. So if you wanted to go ahead and show
Sure,
them that.
she'll share this technique with everybody and set us all up in our sleeping spots with with warm hot rocks and hot skins. And frankly, she's inclined to cuddle up with anyone willing to be cuddly and warm. And we just want to warm up and rest.
Yeah.
And correct, the 6 positive energy damage is 6 healing for any living creature.
Okay. All right. Well, I also, I guess I'll use that. I'll help. Since I'm already in there, I'll help with the heat rocks and the leaves with Bjarni too to keep them warm. And then I'll go and to the room with my companions and snuggle up and offer Scotty my bedroll with me because tomorrow since she gave up hers, and I don't think she wants to sleep with those 2 boys. So
Yeah.
She looks at them and says, they might be interesting in time, but way too tired to think about that now.
right.
All right. So does anybody else have anything that they would like to do before we declare this to be a long rest?
Does anybody want to change yours? Oh, Brian, you might want to change your spells that you learned or whatever.
That's a thing we can do after we complete our rest.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
So
Brian's good too.
Ixlana, I will handle your long rest. Everybody else, you should be able to click on long rest.
Mechanic her stuff.
That completely broke up for me. I did not hear that.
Oh, that worked perfectly.
Excellent. Yeah, I knew it would. Not to be too cocky about it since I've had plenty of hiccups with them, but I figured some stuff out recently.
Do we do experience and possible leveling up now, or
We're going to
wait
level
for that?
up in between the sessions, but yes, as of right now, you guys have reached level 3.
Yay!
Hooray!
Wow. Yes, seems like a long, warm rest and food and stories all around.
Yeah, so as you guys kind of reflect back on the last 3 or 4 days of, just battling with the bandits and having to track down Bjarni and everything from the frost spiders to finding that skeleton. I mean, that was you guys have never dealt with the undead and supernatural like that. Scotty, your people are extremely like well versed in like the superstition of all of that, but it's not like you see them. You're like one of the people from like one of the Slavic countries where like they'll tell you all about how witches are real and all that, but that doesn't mean that like any of them, have a witch that they've seen or know or anything like that. Oh, don't worry. You guys want to do some gambling? We'll do some gambling. But we'll get to that later. I'll explain all about Dragon Bones later. But yeah, for now, we're going to go ahead and have you guys wake up the next day, and you're well rested, and you will be level 3. We're not going to worry about doing that right now because we've got time in between now and the next game to get that stuff handled. But for now, just know that you wake up feeling better and more capable, having learned from all of your experiences.
Okay. Hey, Eric, need to fix Feature's vigor and health. So, are we gonna just stop early tonight? Is that
No,
what we're gonna
no,
do?
oh no. I was letting you guys wake up.
Yeah, it's real nice to pass some time, and Scotty would all be for passing an entire additional day here, just to really truly get real rest and maybe do a trip out to the store and just stay here with you guys and have a little time to.
Yep.
But if there's
Celebrate.
urgent,
No,
yeah,
there's no-
celebrate.
Eric is all for it. Vitor is still injured from the Yeti encounter and needs to recover.
On the new day, Scotty will cast a spell on. Well, Ixlana, you can do it. Go ahead and heal up.
All right. I'm healing Feature.
It
I
seems
think-
like with a full extra day beyond this, is everyone on board with resting an entire additional day of fun and celebration and just hanging out?
Yeah,
Eric
we can
is.
explore the village.
So
I'm all right
we'll-
with it, but I'm gonna look for something to do inside the village.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll handle whether or not you guys get another full rest or not. As far as all of that goes. But for now, Bjarni is much recovered, and so Hilderid wakes up in the morning and says the fire is still too cold and I don't feel like cooking. Let's go present to the main hall and let everyone know of your deeds. You guys are heroes, and the village should know.
And while we're all together, Scotty does yet another channel healing, and everybody gets 6 hit points and 12 vigor. So we should all be at full.
All right, and I'll heal Hildred one more time. Oh, she doesn't need it now. For Johnny, is everybody full?
Yep, that did it. Everybody's full.
Does Scotty know this village? Has she been here before?
No, you were traveling here with Hafnir, and
Right, her Hafnir, her fiance, has a hall near here, right?
yes, and Hilderid is leading you there.
So, guys, just so you know, I plan to break off the engagement, but try to back me up on this.
Okay.
You didn't tell me you were engaged.
Yes, we did at the beginning of the beginning.
Do you feel
I
she's
did
been
mention it,
leading
but-
you on?
But it's we were too busy to discuss such personal matters.
Yeah, but
It's
we
been
knew
a
she
life or
would-
death struggle for days.
Scotty, you tease. Nobody ever said you were engaged.
I just told you, she says, eyeing both Irik and Ulf. I'm about to break the engagement. Back me up.
Hint.
In fact, she says, It might make it easier if, well, gosh, she doesn't even. She'll just break it off. She doesn't need to fake a boyfriend yet. Besides, you don't want his hostility.
So
No, let's
as
hope
you
that's
guys
not Hildred's brother.
as you guys enter into the main hall of Hafnir, the chief of this village, the Jarl of this entire town, he is surrounded by 6 of his best warriors, and there are several other members of the town here being served by one of the other, oops, wrong layer, hold on one second, by one of the other women in the town. It's just going to call her a barmaid. She's not really a barmaid, but she's serving as what amounts to a barmaid right now, as she serves all of the farmers and townspersons in this village who have gathered here. Hafnir has announced feasting in honor of his engagement.
Does he announce that before she even has a chance to talk to him? Because she'd rather spare him the embarrassment. But if he pulls ahead and says that right away, then so be it.
No. This is what's been going on, and so as they're all gathered around drinking and everything, this party has been going on for ever since you were supposed to arrive. And he arrived and made up his BS about oh, my fiance will be here shortly, and knowing what really happened.
Oh, is that what he did? He played down her getting captured by brigands as she'll be along soon.
Oh no.
And so as you enter, he says, "And here's my beautiful wife to be now." And everybody just, this, like I said, this has been a bender that's been going on for a couple days now. So everybody's just like, and just drinking, and everybody's shouting and partying so that you can get through and make your way to the throne.
Let's follow behind Hildered and let her talk. Scotty had no idea that she was Hafnir's sister.
Yep, I think we follow Hildred's lead.
Had question. Okay, Scotty hasn't said much about. Yeah, she did say a fair bit about this guy.
She said he ran away after did he get hurt?
Exactly. She told you all that he was a coward who ran away and is a total coward, and she's breaking off the engagement. Play it nice. And so she's going to have to play this nice.
And Hafnir stands up from his thrones and says, "My word, my nephew is brought back to me. Bjarni, come here, boy." And he scoops the boy up in his arms and, shouts to the crowd that Bjarni has been found, and his nephew, his brother's son, has been found. And that they will still get revenge on those who killed his brother, but his sister-in-law and nephew are safe. Skål! By the way, that hurts me inside to say that as a lifelong Packers fan.
So is Hafnir drunk?
He is so drunk. But I guess I guess I should make you roll. But I mean, do you really need to roll perception to notice when somebody is so drunk?
No. So Scotty is going to change her body language, and she's going to come up and put her arms around Ulf and act as if Ulf is her new best friend. How does Ulf react to this?
just gonna put my arm around you and pull you close and kind of
I
stare
am
at you. Like,
I am going to allow you to roll for wisdom, Scotty, because I'm not going to stop what you're going to do, but I want to
Well-
know just how much of DM information I should give your character about the possible repercussions of this action.
Well, okay, yes, please tell. What are they? Is there a political reason why she needs to marry this guy still?
No. However, insulting
I
him,
thought he was going to offer help.
he might, especially if you play your cards right. But if you
It-
openly
I'm going to change that around a little bit then.
if you openly offend him in his own hall, that is a different
This is
story.
why she asked if he was drunk.
He is drunk, but that's why he's going to take it even worse.
Okay, got it. I'd like to amend that last action then.
Yeah. And that's why I said, like, I'm not trying to ham fist and be like, you can't do that or anything like that.
Please explain what the dynamic is there. What kind of aid can he offer to her people?
Okay, so, first of all, this guy is a Jarl. He commands this entire town plus outlying farming, communities and all of that. He commands a large section of this land. And therefore he has warriors, Vikings, under his control. The 6 men you see here, the 6 men you see here are just his personal, like, Kingsguard. This is just the people that he trusts the most to murder anyone who gets close enough to him and tries anything. He has a whole, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like army, but it is an army.
And how would the marriage benefit her people?
The marriage would benefit your people in that your people are suffering from a winter that basically, do you know about, like, some of the great winters that have happened throughout history where, like,
Sure.
yeah. So
is he going to allow them to emigrate here? Is that the hope?
yeah, that was basically what was going on with that, was you guys were gonna get.
I see. So if she screws up this marriage, it screws up her entire people's future.
It's not okay. Let me be clear here. We had already written into your backstory that you were engaged to him, but that's going to be falling through and all of that. And it is not.
Not anymore.
Hold on. It is not going to negatively impact anything, because in agreement for you not outing him, in agreement for you not.
Precisely.
He is still going to treat you very friendly, like, and play it off as, he is simply found someone else, or something like that. And in fact, with his brother being killed, it is now his duty to marry Hilderid and raise his brother's son as his own. And so it's the perfect combination of circumstances to allow you to still be on friendly terms. Now, it's not going to be the same as you marrying him.
Would her people have a better chance if Scotty married the Jarl?
Yes, but that's
pretty clear.
Yeah, but that's not really on the table at this point, because you guys had already, like, discussed everything as you guys were walking and talking and all of that. You were already, like, kind of hinting to him that you weren't all in on this marriage. She
was all in on the marriage right up until his moment of cowardice.
Oh, and
she's now willing to overlook that and marry him.
Okay, and you haven't seen him since then. Okay. So, yeah, as far as he's concerned, then the marriage is still on. However, now with Hilderid and Bjarni being returned safely, that is going to throw that thread into there.
Well,
We're
doesn't
not,
he
we're
get a
not,
second wife, or does he already have one?
we're gonna deal with that. I'm just saying it's not happening right this second,
Of
but
course.
just as we progress and move along, that is going to be the overlying intrigue here, is that you are engaged to the Jarl, but now he is duty bound, honor bound to marry his sister-in-law and raise his brother's child. And so we're gonna explore that. I'm not saying what's gonna happen because we don't know. We're gonna explore all of those, you know, intrigues and what could or could not happen as we move along. Maybe Hildred gets jealous and tries to have Scotty murdered. Maybe, like
Well,
we're gonna go forward with the knowledge that there's going to be an overarching Days of Our Lives Vikings style plot happening on top of everything else.
right. Definitely the way Scotty would like that to go is she wants to go through with the marriage. She wants to make an arrangement with Hafnir. This is just how she'd like it to go. An arrangement with Hafnir that she will not out his cowardice and will and in return she's allowed to go about her life and maybe go out and travel a lot. She wants to make arrangements with Hildred so Hildred won't be jealous, and Hildred is welcome to have Hafnir. She doesn't want him, which should greatly reduce the jealousy issue.
Yeah,
But Scotty would definitely want to marry the Jarl and go through with all of that.
That's exactly what you would say, so that you could be the rightful queen, and she just ends up being the mistress wife who has to stay home and cook and clean and raise the kids.
No,
Meanwhile,
no.
you get to be the queen.
Scotty has no desire to be a queen.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
But
Hildred has it.
But you have to be if you're his lawful wife and he's.
Well, couldn't he take Hildred as his first wife and Scotty as his second wife, and then she wouldn't matter so much and wouldn't be a proper queen?
And then his people would not welcome your people in because you're not his proper wife. You have to be his proper wife and give him his proper heir in order for the people to accept you as queen and therefore accept your people.
Then she'd like to work out a deal with Hildred and she'll discuss this with Hildred in private.
This is none of this is happening right now.
Sure.
So we'll discuss.
Just telling you how she wants to abdicate as soon as possible.
We'll discuss all of that in between sessions. For now, I just needed you to understand that if you provoke Hafnir in his hearth, that would not be good.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yes, I had not understood that. Now I do.
I mean, he's a nice enough guy. He's a bit of a coward, but he is still a Viking king, and if you challenge him, he'll rise to it.
There was no intent to challenge there. The intent was to get him to cast her off, but she doesn't want to do that if it would harm her people's chance of survival in a safe place to.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go over all the rest of that after this. So for now, you guys arrive and it's a party and they're all super stoked to see you guys, especially Scotty, and then especially Hildred and Bjarni. And now as Hildred starts telling the tale, the fire is burning, hot here in the grand hall of Jarl Hafnir. So everybody's warm and sitting around the fire, and Hildred starts to tell the story of the bandits attacking and Hafnir's brother, being killed, her husband being killed, and finding you guys and going, and the whole tale. I mean, you lived through it, so I'm not gonna, go over every single detail with you guys again, but she tells the entire story and does so with, as much flair as possible. But Ixlana, she's no trained bard, and there's a moment where she kind of looks over at you and she, hasn't told the story yet. And she's telling it, okay, but not in any, manner that is even remotely, yeah. Or,
Okay.
perception, that was wrong. I'm sorry. Perform. There we go. Oh,
Okay,
there's no,
so
so she doesn't even have a perform, so she can't even do a performance, so her
I do
performance
have a
sucks.
form.
No, you do. I'm talking about Hildred. Um,
Okay.
so Hildred can't even do a performance, so she kind of starts to try to tell
All
this
right.
tale and looks over at you like, "Hey, Ixlana, you
And
wanna
then
jump in?"
I certainly, so I look while she's struggling with this heroic and epic tale, and I think to myself, what is she doing my job for? So, what I shall do is, I think I have, is it versatile as that second, as that, is that second level, is it not?
What are you trying to use? I'm sorry.
Versatile performance is that second level, is it not?
Yeah, I believe it is. So if you hit your skills, it should have to where you can use any skill in place of your perform skill, or it's not any skill, it's certain skills. You'll have to look at ability. Hold on, I'll pull up your abilities.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanna like really, really bring it crazy. So first thing I'm gonna do is summon instrument because I'm gonna do it
Oops.
as a
There we go.
as a song.
So at second level, you can choose one type of perform. You can use that skill in place of your bonus for any other skills. Oh, so yeah, you don't need versatile performance because you're just using your perform to do this, so it's already going to be one of your highest rolls.
Okay, let me look.
But you want to summon your instrument, so are you literally doing this in front of them? Are you like David Copperfielding it up to where you're like, and now I am holding a lute?
Actually, it's a harp, but yes, I think I'm gonna dazzle them with my magical ability.
Are
First of all,
are you
get
gonna
their
are you gonna
attention.
make it appear as though you're just doing like sleight of hand though, not actual magic? Because these are a superstitious people that might like think you're a witch.
Okay, well, that yeah, I actually thought about sleight of hand, but I wasn't sure.
Well,
Okay,
no, you don't
so
you don't have to roll it or anything like that. You can make it appear as though you're simply a street magician who can, make a instrument appear out of thin air even though it was like tucked into your pocket, even though you know that you are actually summoning an instrument with real magic. They'll just think that you're, David Blaine.
okay, okay, so I have to do a summon instrument and then perform whatever. Let me check my performance first.
Yep, yep. And your perform is good, so you don't even worry about it.
Hold on.
And is she allowed to take 10 or take 20 on a performance?
No, not for something like this because it's not a practiced story. She hasn't written the story yet. So she's going to kind of improv her first bardic performance of the tale of the Yeti. And I'm sorry, you had a name for it. So whatever your name for it is, as you do
It
your.
was it was the Yeti savior, but that was just concerning the Yeti.
No, no,
I
I know,
didn't.
but this will be the whole story of it, and this is your first performance of it, so you're kind of like improving it as you go.
All right.
So yeah, as we covered, you summon your instrument in a manner that you're like, I have nothing up my sleeves, and now there's an instrument in my hands, and everybody's like, oh. And one person in the back is like, it's a witch, and everybody just turns and is like, shh.
says I don't have any perform skills available.
That is a shame. Have you not picked a perform skill? What is your perform? What performance do you choose?
I have a harp, so
You want to
uh,
have performance harp? Because you've been doing a
yes,
lot of
please.
singing.
Oh, okay. Um, okay. Well,
I'm
I
not I'm
guess
not
I'll
saying that you
just.
can't, have singing.
Well, I already summoned the instrument, so I guess.
I'm just
Well, how do
saying
I?
like you
I
can
know, but
have
how?
multiple perform skills, but then you have to put points into them, each.
Okay, well, how do I do it then? Because I mean, I
Well,
have the
I'm
instrument
doing it.
out.
I'm doing it. Hold on. I'm adding your perform skills right now. Yeah,
Can I do?
you have singing right here because you've been doing so much singing.
Okay.
And there's
Well,
nothing that stops you from strumming a harp while you sing.
okay. That's what I was asking. That's so I'm gonna strum the harp and sing my tale. And I sing. There was once a. There was once a. Well, there was a. I'm just. I'm. I'll have to write it. Just improv it. Yes.
There once was a Yeti from Nantucket. So you can go ahead and work on that in between sessions if you want to have something like you presented last time, and if you want to, do it in the game and all of that. I'm pretty confident that next session will pick up still here, so and if not, it's nothing to do a little rewind if you really want to, present it. But for now, we can go off of whatever you roll and just kind of, you know, work with whatever you set out, because maybe it is a little awkward at first because you roll low, and maybe you nat 20 that, and it's just, Eminem freestyle battling, and you're on fire.
Do I need to
And
roll anything else?
Just singing.
and I, for one, would love to start our next session with Ixlana telling her story and song of everything that happened, and do a recount that way. If you're up for it.
Yeah,
Yes, I can do that.
if she's up for it. I
I
always
can.
like to stress that you guys can do as much as you want, but no more than you're comfortable with.
Alright, I actually don't have this thing. It still says no skills available, so
What?
I
Hold
don't
on.
see it.
Hold on. Yeah, because you're pushing perform. You have to push. Where is it? It should say singing. Are you kidding me? It's not on there, even though it's on your sheet. Hold on. I need to see if there's something I can do to fix this for you, because that is simply unacceptable. You have to be able to push the button, and I thought that if it was on your list of skills, that it would just automatically be listed when your skills are listed. So that just doesn't even make sense to me. Oh, you know what it is? It's miscellaneous skills under linguistics right there, I bet. Let me double check that to make sure. Yeah, it is totally miscellaneous skills under not linguistics, miscellaneous skills. Oh,
Okay.
no skill available. Never mind. Oh, what is going on? This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. um
Can she just roll a d20?
she could, but instead I am going to just real quick do this.
Well, there's an extra +2 from Scotty's help.
Make that +4 because Eric
No,
is
no, that's
wielding his
uh,
scimitar.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound as though I was rolling. I'm setting her up a macro so that she doesn't ever have to deal with this again.
Ah, okay. You pushed the button and it was a natural 2.
Yeah, yeah. No. I'm setting her up so she never has to deal with this nonsense again.
And better yet, she gets to re-roll, it looks like, and not take the 2.
Correct.
Because this is pretty important. This sets up how our reputation here, and it'll affect the future of Ixlana's performance. It'll affect the future of Scotty's people and family.
Yes.
This is a huge role here.
So now click off of your token and click back on, and you will see that you have perform singing right next to perception, and you can just push that anytime you need to do a singing performance roll.
Good luck, Ixlana, for the health and safety of my people.
Okay. It's not a great roll.
It's a 19, right?
It is a 19. Like I said, though, it's not a great roll. That could have, easily been a 25, but instead it's a 19. And so you did okay. You told a very compelling story with your words, and there were only a few moments that you think back on that you could improve the way that you worded something. You could give it a better rhyme. You could give it a deeper meaning by using words that have, 2 different meanings. Yeah, and just little things that you make a mental note of that, like, the next time I do this, it's going to be twice as good.
Okay.
So Scotty says, when and if we get it set up, y'all are invited to my wedding, and maybe you can take me away for some adventures afterward.
Are you sure you still want to go through it with this creep?
Absolutely, yes.
If you think you're up for it, I mean, he abandoned you. I mean,
Hey,
lot to get
everybody
over.
has flaws.
It seems like the intelligence runs in their family.
I hope you whispered that.
Everybody has flaws. Not everybody has a crown.
And she's not going to say anything bad or questionable about the Jarl to anyone else. And she politely asks all of you guys to please forget that as part of the story and don't talk about it ever again.
Like, ever.
Will do.
By the way, Hafnir is beckoning for you to join him, Scotty.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, she'll play the part of the dutiful fiancé.
All right, so Hildred and Bjarni
Very
are
much in love with the Jarl, yes.
Yeah, so Hildred and Bjarni are kind of off to the side, and Hafnir is like, everybody, my beautiful wife to be, and everybody's like, ah!
And Scotty will make a point of including Hilderud and making it clear that Hilderud is fully. She's don't leave her out.
Yeah, Hildred's, been his brother's wife and has his nephew and everything. She's knows she's welcome up here on the main stage of the throne and everything. So she kind of just is like, yeah, don't worry, this is my home.
Scotty had absolutely no idea as we were going through that adventure that this was her sister-in-law.
Oh, there was so many ways that this could have gone. When we're not in the game, I'll talk to you guys about some of the plans that I had depending on how this went.
Well, I might regret making the choices we made.
Yeah, you guys really beat the snot out of her for a little bit. But you did redeem yourselves too. Like listen, she's not here to like sing your praises like you're the greatest people in the world, but like you did rescue her son and save his life. So, it's a mixed bag with her, but at the end of the day, you do have her respect, and like, she decked Eric. It's not like it's not like either side is like completely innocent here. She's a Viking woman who slugged you and you slugged her back.
Hey, but in the Viking culture, that can sometimes be a sign of affection.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she'll end up marrying Eric and this will all have a happy ending.
It'll all work out.
So it would be great if we could pass some time and have days or even weeks of time to adjust to our new situation and our
Yeah.
advanced skill set and all of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like as far as what happens during that time, we can discuss some of it now, and if we need to, we can discuss more of it in between the sessions and everything. So, by all means, if you guys want to continue to party and hang out and
How do you guys all feel about that? Do you want our game to go as just a few days of time passes, or are you open to passing long chunks of time between adventures? How do you guys?
Time jumps are I'm okay with completely.
Because if
Yeah.
even one person isn't okay with time jumps, they don't happen.
I mean, Ixlana did express that she would like to get back to the ruins, but I don't know that it's necessarily something that she meant had to happen like tomorrow morning.
I can't hear you.
I said,
No, Ixlana.
oh. Yes, correct. Disconnect and reconnect to your Discord. Is typically what that issue is.
Worked for me. I was having trouble too.
Yep. Anytime you guys can't hear me, that's all I do is just disconnect and reconnect.
Ooh, I saw Ixlana talk, but we couldn't hear her.
Yeah, so as you're talking to them, you're well known around here, even though you're not like part of Hafnir's crew. You're kind of like a Ronin Viking, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Even though you're kind of like your own thing, like you're very well known as a
Test,
warrior.
test.
Yep,
Now we hear you.
coming in. So you're very well known as like I don't want to go like just ripping off Vikings completely and everything, but like so you have like your Ragnar Lothbrok, and then his brother, um, you're kind of like those kind of figures around town to where you're not the Jarl's men, but you're respected in your own right and everything. And so they know you as a great warrior. And aside from his most loyal Viking warriors, the 6 guards you see, everybody else is like, yeah, brr, and they trade tales with you and they ask you about all of your adventures and they're just in awe of the things that you tell them about what you've been doing. And, as you show them your battle scars and all of that, they just look at you like a a sports figure almost. Yeah, so there is a couple of Viking, not Vikings, but people from this village who are you know well versed in the different stories and lore, so they all just sit around like one of them will sing a song, one of them will tell a story, and they keep themselves entertained through drinking and gambling. There are several of the townsfolk sitting around rolling dice, Ulf and Eric and even Ixlana, you recognize this game as Dragon Bones, a very popular game that is played by rolling 3 dice and trying to get the highest possible holding, and you bet 1 silver coin each time, and so you either win or lose 1 silver piece with each roll of the dice. And these guys are just sitting around. They've got piles of silver in front of them, and they're just gambling. Like, some of them have 2 or 3 sets of dice, and they're rolling against multiple people, all at once.
Okay. Well, I think a good way to get in good with some of these folks is to play a game of Dragon Bones.
Excellent plan. Scotty's all in on that and will participate.
Okay.
Another good way to get in with these people is to marry into the clan.
So
Yes, but we don't have that option.
yeah, not everybody's as lucky as you are. So as you guys know how to get into the macro menu, you'll see a macro called Dragon Bones, and if you click on that, it will give you one that you can automatically roll. So you see several options. All of you can play against somebody, separate and different all at once, or one of you can step up one at a time to play the guy who has the biggest pile of silver in front of him.
Where is it at in the menu?
Under the macro menu, there's an ability, macro called Dragon Bones. You just click on in bar for that, and then it'll pull that up for you.
Yeah, the button gives up there it goes us.
Yep, there it is. So in this instance, basically what you guys need to know is that it goes shields, axes, dragon. That is the general gist of it. But you're also looking for pairs and especially 3 of a kind. Those are the higher possible rolls, is when you get 3 of a kind. If right now Ixlana would have rolled against Ulf, Ulf has what is known as the worst holding. There's a special name for it. I'll come up with that in between sessions. I haven't fully fleshed out the lore on all of this, but there's a special name for the worst possible holding, and Ulf rolled that. 2 shields and an axe is the absolute lowest that you can roll. It's not 3 of a kind of anything. It's 2 of the lowest ones and the 1 of the second highest one. It's the lowest you can roll. Ixlana rolled 1 of the higher ones. It's a little above average. 2 axes and a dragon. It's 2 of the middle tier ones and 1 of the highest ones. And then Scotty, you got the highest of the low rolls. It beats 2 axes and a shield, and it beats 2 shields and an axe, but nothing else.
I don't actually see that button on my macro bar.
What? Oh yeah,
I have mine.
it's in the macro menu. You have to go to where it says
Ah,
settings,
okay.
and then over where it's the macros, and then click on in bar for Dragon Bones.
Okay, but how do I know who I'm playing against, and how do I know what I rolled? So all I see is roll token.
Right, I'll roll as soon as, like I said, do all of you want to roll against somebody individually, in which case we can begin, or do one of you want to play at a time?
How about I think I will roll against my Viking guard here, if possible. Just to, like I said, I want to try and mingle with the people.
I'll gamble as I mingle.
Okay, so
I'll gamble too. Sure, I'm game.
okay, so if you guys are all game, then those were practice rolls. We're not gonna have you guys count those first rolls, mostly because Ulf rolled, the worst possible roll. It's probably going to be something like the Goblin or something like that is what it's called. You know, it's something derogatory. But in any case, now one at a time. Let's go in the same order that you guys rolled in. So Ulf, you're going to be playing against this farmer here. All right. So 3 shields beats the goblin. So I'm going to call it that for now. We're going to work with it. But so you win 1 silver piece from the farmer. So make sure that you mark this down in your inventory right away, because you're going to gain and lose silver pieces. So we don't want to lose track of where you're at. So add 1 silver piece in your inventory. And now go ahead, Ixlana. Oh, nope. You clicked on just the regular one. You did it right before.
I don't even remember what I did before.
You clicked on your token and then clicked on Dragon Bones, the macro down at the bottom. There you go. Okay, so you have the second lowest possible roll,
Of course, when it counts.
and the Viking rolled very well. He's got 2 dragons and a shield, so he laughs and takes your silver piece. So subtract 1 silver piece from your sheet, and if you don't have silver pieces, just mark it as -1, and we'll move forward.
Well, we like I said, we never gave the 35 silver away, and I still have a
Yeah,
loophole and
yeah.
blah blah blah.
No, I
Anyway,
I know
so
you guys have the money. I just don't know who has silver pieces marked down or not. So just the important thing is that we mark plus or minus how many silver pieces you guys are.
I've got an idea. 10 to the 3 of us, and 5 to Scotty because she wasn't around when we got those.
Well,
Yeah, sure,
we can deal with that in between session. It's not important
Okay.
right now. Like I said, I just want
Yeah, I
to
know.
track how much plus or minus you guys are, and we'll deal with like if you owe a debt or something at the end of the day. All right, so Scotty,
How do we add it?
Yes.
How do we add and subtract silver pieces?
it's under your inventory. There's coins, and you just enter in however many you do or don't have.
Scotty would. Who is? Are we playing against one other person?
Yeah, no, you're just playing against a random person, whoever is available for you to play with.
All right, Scotty will gamble in here, and on it she'll also have a gamble that has to do with whether she'll produce an heir for the Jarl.
Wait, what?
It just not just not just a meaningless thing, but on how it's also a divination casting for the health of her marriage, and it's okay.
I got you. And turns out it's not a random person. As you step up to play Dragon Bones, Hildred shoulders the person out of the way who is going to play against you and rolls her special set of Dragon Bone dice.
Excellent. Oh, we know who wins that.
Hildred is all smiles as she wins the first roll.
And Scotty narrates it a little bit as if to indicate that, well, it will be a successful marriage. Hildred clearly, hers will do better, and her son will inherit the true power of the land.
And then now finally, Eric. All right, second lowest roll. Ooh, that's a good one. So you guys are 1 for 4.
Start the next round.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys want to keep gambling, we'll gamble.
Absolutely.
Oh, the goblin. And just barely beat you, but I beat you. So now you're at even, and the rest of you are at -1. And yeah, you guys don't have to wait for me to tell you anymore. You guys know the order now. So Ixlana, go ahead.
Oh, I was looking at something else. So sorry.
No, no, it's okay. And you guys can stop at any point, each of you. Like, if any of you are done, just say you're done.
It's like I got 2 shields and two axes and a shield.
It doesn't show me that you rolled anything. Did you roll?
Thought I did. Let me try again.
Yeah, you had 2 axes and a shield up above, but that was before. Now you got to roll again.
I didn't select my token, that's why.
Yep. The Viking's like, too afraid to roll first. Here. And he rolls 3 shields. He's like, beat that.
That's to Ixlana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just using what's going on to like flavor the role play, 3 shields beats 2 axes and a shield.
Yeah, I think I'm done after this round, but y'all can.
Scotty?
Scotty will do another round with Hilderid, but again, it's just a gambling game, but the subtext is getting along long term with her new sister-in-law.
Oh yeah, if this was like a movie or a TV show, this like whole scene would be about way more than just you guys rolling the dice. This is all like a metaphor for the challenge between you guys brewing, like foreshadowing and everything. Yeah.
And again, Scotty makes it clear she will be an excellent wife to the Baron, to the Jarl Hafnir, but that true power in the land and inheritance will go to Hilderid and her son. That really Scotty just wants to land a place for her people.
As you roll, like I think that's like the 4th highest possible roll or something like that. As you roll one of the highest possible rolls and Hilderid rolls the goblin, you can see.
Oh, I lost you there. You can see.
Oh, you can see the momentum kind of shift, like cinematically, like the music changes as like it becomes clear that you're gaining the upper hand, and she kind of tosses the silver coin, not like in an angry kind of way, but just kind of tosses the silver coin back over to your side of the table and, looks at you like, roll them again. All right, Eric?
Scotty will halt it there because she wants it to be an even thing, and she's establishing a healthy, safe relationship with her sister-in-law. Otherwise, Hilderid could be trouble.
Nice. Eric, would you like to roll against your townsperson again?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose a silver piece here.
Oh no, it's a push. You guys have to roll again, and this time it's for 2 silver pieces.
Beat that.
And she does.
How are you
Gotcha.
set for the winner? I ask as I roll.
What's that?
I asked the farmer how he's set for the winter as I roll.
He says, "Oh, I've heard that it's coming in harsh. We've got some supplies, but if people keep coming in from the surrounding villages, we're gonna run short in no time." "Oh, you win this one."
So where does one of each place in the hierarchy?
Third from the bottom. It beats the lowest two rolls, but nothing else. So you would have beat both of us, but nobody else. So Ulf, you get back a silver piece with that one.
All right, next guy.
Yep. Anybody else want to keep going? Eric? Yeah, I heard you, Ixlana. No worries. And um, Scotty, if you want to play against somebody other than Hildred, you can make it a point to walk away from that, but she might take offense. However, if you just end the game, then yeah, it ends kind of even, Steven, and you guys both kind of eye each other up like next time. Well, you don't eye her up, but she eyes you up.
Totally, that's how we want it to work.
Yep. Okay.
And Scotty, again, yeah, she'll just be a dignified and on top of it and responsible and trying to be charismatic and get on well with Hilderid,
Yeah, absolutely.
as well as her new husband.
Absolutely. Well, husband to be so far. But Eric, would you like to roll again?
I think Eric is good. He's down 3 silvers. So 2 shields and a dragon beats one of each.
2 shields and a dragon beats one of each. I'm almost positive. I will double check. I have the rules up on Discord for you guys to check, and I will pull up mine right now as well. It's all listed on there.
While we're on the subject of coins, how does the performances work for, payment?
Well, if you're trying to get paid, that's one thing, but they weren't like giving out money for this. This is all just like a big party. Yeah, okay,
I
so
know, I'm just curious.
because pairs and 3 of a kind are favored, right now 1 dragon, 1 shield, and 1 axe beats just the 2 bottom ones. 2 shields and a dragon beats just those 4 bottom ones, and then 2 axes and a dragon beats that. Then it goes 3 shields, 2 dragons and a shield, 3 axes, 2 dragons and axes, and then the highest possible roll is, of course, 3 dragons.
Got it. Eric is down 3 right now. He's going to leave it at that.
All right.
It was just curiosity asking.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Are there any plans to get more supplies?
Yeah, we need to get Scotty a bedroll. And whatever else we're gonna get.
I
Rations,
think
whatever.
that's probably something she could pick up here pretty quick and easy, maybe as a
Yeah.
gift from their family.
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do to handle all of this is we'll pick up next week wherever you guys want to. As far into the downtime, we can pick up right where we left off, or days, weeks, however far from now. And what I'd like to do is during our real life downtime, as we wait for the next game, I'd like to discuss all of the things that you want to do and get accomplished during this downtime so that we know what we can kind of do a montage of and what we want to break down and role play throughout there. So next session we can do a kind of combination of time jumps and then okay, and then we arrive at this moment and we'll know exactly all of the points that we want to hit. So if you guys want to just go ahead and discuss that amongst yourselves as the players, and then with me as the DM, and we'll get everything kind of hammered out so that when we pick up next session, we know more or less where we're going with everything. And so, yeah, all of these questions, I'll get to all of that. How hard is it to travel during the? Very hard to travel. It's very cold, very inhospitable. Um, do we need to help Scotty's people travel? That's a whole another plot hook. I'll give you guys a breakdown of all of the plot hooks so that you can take a look at like what you want to explore and all of that. And if there's plot hooks that you want to see, just, let me know and we'll see what we can do about working them into the story and all of that. So, we'll kind of go through all of this, and as I said, you guys can discuss as players what you want to do as characters, and then as the DM, I'll discuss it with you guys and we'll kind of come up with a general, I don't want to say script, because as you guys know, we run a very dynamic game, and we roll with things as they happen organically. But I want to come up with like a outline of the itinerary for what you guys want to do during this downtime. Obviously wedding planning and stuff like that is on the agenda, but you're also talking about shopping and acquiring stuff, all of that. So let's go ahead and wrap it up, for now, and then during our real life downtime, we'll make a plan for the in-game downtime.
Okay.
All right. Well, this was a very good session. I really enjoyed everything from the combat to the role play. You guys, surprised me in a couple of ways this game, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope that you did too. So, good gaming, everyone, and I will see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks all. See you in a few weeks.
All right. Bye bye.
Good game. See you next session.